guys up for ta-da-da-da, DIY session. Okay, so all these materials, if you have it, then you can get started without any what to say, sewing machine. You can use it by hand as well, but if you have sewing machine, it's very good. You can do it quite fast. Okay, so I think you guys were wondering, wow, there are so many materials on the table. How am I going to get all those? Okay, no need to worry. Okay, those materials are needed. If you have, it's a bonus. If you don't have, never mind. So if you don't have the fabric available to you, no need to worry. You don't need to be waiting online to get the fabric. Okay, if you want to do so, just proceed ahead, no worries. But I'm gonna teach you how to make the materials using the materials that you already have at home. Okay, like what I said, this is a tutorial for people who want to save money. It's not saving money if you decided to purchase more stuff. Okay, the items that you use today will be the items that you already have at home. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make the mask. Okay, the mask like this. I'm not going to teach you how to make this because this will be a bit advanced and difficult for you to hand sew, because this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to hand sew. But if you want to purchase this, you can actually go to my other page. It's called, in Instagram, it's called Sweet Temptation. Okay, so over there you have all the things that I DIY, and you can purchase if you are too lazy to, or you find that interesting, you can purchase it. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to make this using the shirt that I am wearing right now. No need to worry, no need to worry. I'm sure you guys were wondering like, I need to destroy my actual clothes in order to make something like a mask. No need to worry. So basically, I'm gonna teach you a way how to make a mask without actually destroying your items that you already have. You can still wear the clothes, it's just that the design is a bit different, tiny bit, and you get a whole new mask, usable as well. So let's proceed. Okay, so if you guys are wondering, there are many reasons why I decided to do this tutorial. Partly because right now we are undergoing, all this movement control, and we need to wear masks almost literally, not to say almost, all the time. If we go out, we need to wear masks, and the mask price are getting quite expensive, and it's not really to say that rational for people to keep spending money, because most of the people are not working or unpaid leave, or their jobs are basically, reduced amount in terms of salary. So the mask price are getting more and more expensive, and the cheapest from what I can see in the market also is about 70 ringgit or so, and it's disposable. It's not like you can use it again and again. So I came up with this idea of making this video, not to say to do anything. It's partly because I thought it might help you guys to save some money, like what I did with my mom, okay, which I show you what I did. So, ta-da! I did this mask for my mom because I think that it could actually help our family, because if we go out, to the stores, groceries, or anywhere, usually it takes about 30 minutes to 3 hours, whether you go for grocery, takeaway food or anything. unless you're working, of course, you need to wear the mask the whole day. If you're planning to go out just for takeaways or buying groceries, you won't actually be out for more than 3 hours or so, and you need to throw the mask because it's disposable. So by doing this mask, it's actually fashionable. You are able to use it again and again, and you still safeguard yourself and your family, and you're not exactly spending as much. Because if you were to use the disposable mask, of course it's good if you have the money and if you are willing to spend. But for me, I'm not that willing to spend, because I think it's not worth the money if you were to, it's like a long time commitment. Just imagine every month you need to spend roughly 70 ringgit or so on yourself. Okay, in the long run, it's going to cost a lot. And in a family, most houses have actually about let's say minimum 3 or 2 to about 5, 6, 7 people. So if each person is about 70 ringgit, imagine how much it would cost. And people not just need to buy masks, they need to buy sanitizer, they need to buy what else they need to buy? They need to buy hand wash, masks, and other things. This is additional costs, and vitamins as well. Of course, to me, vitamins you can't compromise, but masks, there is something you can do. Okay, I'm gonna teach you guys how. Okay, so if you guys think that the handmade mask is going to be very expensive or troublesome or so, to me, I don't think it's expensive, because the cloth materials and all to make is not that difficult, which I'm gonna teach you guys how. Of course, if you have a sewing machine, it's very good, but I'm guessing that most of you guys don't have a sewing machine. And if you guys don't know how to sew, never mind, I'll teach you as well. And if you don't have the cloth material, no need to worry. I'll teach you how to make the mask using the materials that you already have. And if you decided not to, I will also teach you where to get the materials. So no need to worry. Everything I'm gonna teach you, and after this tutorial, hopefully you are able to save some money, help your family, and also safeguard yourself by not spending so much. Okay, because nowadays in the market, if you can see, there are many people who are actually either trying to scam people with the money by spending all this kind of masks. We people tend to panic buy, which I hope you guys not going to do that, because this tutorial is very useful for you if you were to follow. Okay, no worry, I'm here for you. Stay tuned, yeah. So it's me again. So basically, as like what I mentioned earlier, as you can see, I told you that I wanted to use the clothes that I already have and wearing to make the mask. So this shirt, as you can see, is quite long. So I'm going to use a ruler from the table that I had earlier. Measure it. Okay. So you want to make the ruler number 1 facing down, and you see how long you want it to be. Okay, I would want mine to be 20 cm shorter, and you take the pin that you have, take the pin, and you measure accordingly. Okay, but I would, remove it and proceed to cut the shirt accordingly. I'm gonna change to another shirt. I'll get back to you guys soon. Okay, so like what I mentioned, the reason why I want the mask to be slightly longer, this is a normal mask size in terms of length. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. So this is the normal mask. Normal mask is actually there's having a huge gap over here. So this huge gap to me it's not so safe, which is why I decided to make the mask in terms of length longer. So if you guys decided to have the normal mask length, proceed ahead. No need to do like mine, but I decided to have mine slightly longer. Okay, I'm gonna teach you guys how to make. So I'm not sure you guys noticed, this is more covered up compared to earlier, because earlier there's a huge gap, you see. And this, for me, if you are able to cover up more, you actually safeguard yourself more, because the bacteria is harder to get in. Okay, so at this point on, you need 2 pieces of paper. One piece is to actually, have the master pattern onto the paper, so you can have the other to trace it out. So I'm going to teach you how. If you have a already existing mask, I would advise you to do so. Have this on a piece of paper and trace it out. Okay? Just trace it with your pen that you already have in hand, so that you can actually make the mask. But if you did not have this, never mind. You can have a whole new pattern piece made. So you just draw it out. Don't need to be perfect, just draw it out roughly by tracing it on the piece of paper. Okay, this one, if you already have the mask, don't need to be perfect, because later on you can use a ruler to, trace it out again. This one is just to have a rough shape. So keep tracing it. Keep tracing it, and okay, you get the rough shape. Okay, then you take back the ruler that you have earlier and you just shape it accordingly to the size that you want. So okay, so you have the masterpiece ready. Okay, if you have the mask available, but if you did not have that, need not worry, I actually have the solution for you. You just need 10.5. okay, from what I can see, 10.5 cm at the bottom, then 8 cm up. Then you draw one line first before you add this 1.5, then you go out for the 8 cm and you put a length of 8.5 here. Okay, then you draw another line here and you make a curve up 3 cm here, then you make a curve. Make sure in the middle you make a 4 cm, then you curve down. This one if you don't have any mask available, but if you have existing mask, then you can do that, which is easy. If you did not, do this. Okay, I'll let you guys see. It's quite easy. So the next thing you need is actually take a piece of paper, which I already have, and trace it. For me, if you notice why the mask is slightly longer, because if you see existing mask, right, it's not as long. It covers only to a certain portion of the face. I will later show you guys what I meant. And this one, it actually gives extra fabric to cover your face, so you're actually safer, indirectly. So you need this. Okay, so you guys can see, like I proceeded from earlier, this is the fabric. So I would want you guys to cut down the bottom hem, because this will be very useful for you later. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, to cut off the bottom hem. I would actually advise you to, cut like this, so you don't waste any. Okay, you just have to start from somewhere. I would cut from here onwards. Okay, just cut slightly after the thread. The bottom hem will be very useful for you guys later. I'll let you guys know why. Keep cutting. just finish the whole thing. Okay, so you have this whole strip. This strip is going to be very useful for you. And the reason why I say so, this strip, you're going to use it for your elastic band, because I think most of you guys have elastic band. So I'm going to use this to teach you how to use it to replace that, okay? So this is basically what I will do. I will see which side of the pattern piece I would want the fabric to be on. I must see which side I prefer most. Like for now, I like this flower. And you can see the arrow, right? Just go according to the line here and follow. This I'm just giving it as an example. So you do this, okay? And you pin it. You pin it. And you can start cutting. For now, I'm just going to cut it side first before proceeding with the other side. Okay? So I'm going to cut accordingly to the sides where I see most flowers. Let me have a look with the other one just for example. Just according to how I want it to be. Make sure the front part of the fabric, of the mask, must be the most noticeable, most attractive to you, because you'll be wearing it and it'll be, you know, having the most print or some sort of thing that you like. So, start pinning the fabric accordingly. Once you pin, make sure to pin this side too, because you'll be cutting this part out, so you don't want the fabric to run. So just pin accordingly. Okay, so when you're done, just take the scissors and start cutting like earlier. Okay. So you guys notice I already have one done here. So I'm proceeding with the second piece. Follow according to the line as per what you done earlier, and continue pinning the stuff together. Okay. So just do like what you did earlier. Okay. So when everything is done, proceed to cut. Okay. So notice over here I have something here. You should have two pieces, okay, of the similar length. Okay, so do you see what I meant? So it's up to you how you prefer your flowers to be, okay?
you can either choose either side, see which one you prefer. You can just open it up just to have a look. Okay, see which one you prefer more. So as you can see, this both are of the same side, you cannot do that. So do I prefer this more or this? So it seems I prefer this more, so that shall be the inner part. Okay, so you can see I already have this intact. So this are the front, that is the back, and I need another part inside, which is the facing. The facing is the middle part without the seam allowance to be inside to make the material harder. If possible, you have the interfacing. Okay, if you don't have, you just cut another fabric to cover. Okay, it can be another layer of fabric just to have additional safeness to be able to filter out the air, because you need more plies, right? For the interfacing, you need not to worry about which direction you have. For me, as long as you manage to save the fabric. Okay, so I just put it like that, and you start to pin them together. I'm using interfacing, but if you guys have the interfacing, go ahead and proceed with interfacing using this to make. But if you have not have this fabric, just go ahead with the similar pattern pieces and cut another piece of fabric to filter out the pollution, the air, the bacteria. Okay, so as you can see, now I'm going to cut. Just cut accordingly. Okay. It's okay. Let's proceed ahead. So you should have this available. So you have the facing done. Take out the fabric for the front, which one it takes place, and remove the pen. You will see the shining part. Put the shining part, which is a sticky part, in the middle, and you have to iron it. Okay, so I'm gonna iron it and be right back. Okay, so you'll be getting something like this. Okay, after the ironing, and it should look somewhat like this. It should be harder, slightly harder. Okay, so I will teach you guys how to hand sew it. So you can see I have the front and the back. So I would want you guys to do, take the front and the back top and match it together. Okay, match the top part and the bottom part together. Pin the middle part, then continue pinning the other side as well. Okay, then when you're done, you start sewing. Okay, start sewing from the bottom. It should be roughly this length. Okay, on here onwards. Then to make it fast, do like what I did. See, you can see what I'm doing, right? Okay, you try to do that as fast as you can, and you pull. Okay, so it should look something like that, running stitches, because you don't have any sewing machine. You just want it to join together and you want it fast, right? So just do that, take out the pen, continue doing what you did earlier. See, I already did this one done. Okay, so I'm supposed to do the same for the other side, which is this. Okay, if you guys don't know how to do that, no worries, I will teach you. So basically you need to go from inside, come out first. Okay, go from inside, come out, pull. Okay, so this is how it started. So you want to poke the same hole roughly nearby. Okay, can you see? I poke the same hole, I pull again. It's tangled. Yeah, I pull again. So before that gap end, you can see this part, right? I use my needle and go through. See, I go through like this, and I pull. Okay, so it's supposed to be like this. Don't pull too hard. Do the same style again, but don't be too far apart. Okay, like this. Okay, before I pull it to the end, I need to make sure my needle go through the other thread. Then I pull, and I continue the same movements again. Okay, roughly, don't need to be so similar. then you pull, then you do the same thing again and again. Okay, I guess you guys should know by now how to do it. Just poke somewhat similar. Okay, like that, and then like this, and pull. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. See if you guys follow me. Like this, and pull. Do it again. Okay, like this, poke. Okay, take this fabric, go over it, and pull. So I'm gonna do this. See, this part is open, right? So I want you to fold it inside, like this, and hold it, and pin. Okay, pin two sides. The other side also do the same. See, it's open, right? So you take both sides, push it in, like this, and pin. So you got both sides roughly the same. It shouldn't be any different, okay, in terms of length, it should be roughly the same. Then you do this. Okay, so I want you to do the same for the rest, pin everything, because you'll be sewing this throughout to make it nicer. If you don't want to do that, it's fine, but it will definitely look better if you're able to do it. It looks more presentable. Too blunt. Okay, so when you get everything in place, okay, you're supposed to sew. So remember the fabric that I told you earlier? This will be your tie. Okay. So how to check the length? Just stick the two fabric. This one you don't need to cut whatsoever because it's already sewn. Just stick the two fabric and you cut there. Okay. You cut there, the part where it's half. Just cut it off, and then this one you keep it there. This one I need you to cut half again. Why? I'll show you how. Cut half. So you take this, like that, cut half, and then do the same. That just keep it the same length. This, cut half again. So I got two of that. Okay, why I say so? Because this will be doing this. Okay, that. I'm gonna sew this part together. Okay, the two sides. So I'm gonna sew like 1 cm. Okay. Remove the pin. Mask is finally completed. Show you guys how it looks like with the shirt on. as you guys notice, I still have some leftover fabric. So for this mask, I'm gonna teach you how to make an easy mask. Okay, this one is mainly for the people who don't really like sewing that much and still want to have a mask. So basically, this is the leftover fabric from earlier. So you just make it a straight line. Okay, just make it a straight line because you would like most of the fabric. You just follow the line as above and you draw. Okay, you draw because you would be using this fabric again. Okay, so I draw and just follow according to the line. You draw again. Okay, and you draw again. Make sure both sides are even. Okay, once you have the pattern piece, you take the pin and start pinning. Okay, so that you won't have any uneven cuts over here. Just cut accordingly. So this one is something like a reversible mask, so you can wear both sides. And this one, you don't need interfacing. As you can see, there's a tissue here. So this tissue will be inserted inside here. Okay, this tissue you can actually change it daily, so it's able to help you filter the bad bacteria and air, whatever sort. The project, you also need to cut. So you have one piece of fabric like that. So as you can see, I have many excess fabric over here. So what do I use this for, as you may ask? I don't want to miss out on this beautiful pattern, so I would use this fabric for the side. What I mean by side, as you can see, I need it for this side. Okay, so in order to achieve that, I need 21 centimeter. So 21 centimeter is what you can see from 1 to 21. Okay, because I need to tie it. So I just this next to one another, flip it, because I would want to have similar proportion, even cutting. Okay, just go accordingly. Just go accordingly. Okay, so as you can see, the top part looks nicer, right? So you just take the ruler like earlier. Just take the ruler and start drawing. Okay. So you can see it's like that. Oh, by the way, this one I forgot to tell you. You don't need to be any specific size, okay? As long as it's rectangle. And see, the reason why I'm using this, because I want to replace the elastic band, as I guess most of you guys don't have the elastic band. So I want to make it into one side. I just use this to cut out. Okay, so it'll be totally half. Okay, as you can see, I don't need that either. Okay, so I get totally half of that, because I want it to be totally half. Just make sure it's even. Okay, so I got totally half already. Each is for one side. Okay, so what you're gonna do is So each side I would want you to require you to pin half. Pin half. After you're done, just turn it and pin the other half. Keep doing the same step. Okay, so you got one string. Okay, do the same for the other. See which one you prefer. This one I want it to be in, so I do this. Okay. See, the top part is actually the side, so you don't need to sew this part, and this is the top part of your mask, which is the nose area. So I want you guys to sew only the side running stitch like earlier. The bottom you will leave it. Okay, I'm going to teach you how, because the bottom part is where you're going to insert the tissue, which you can change daily. So you open it up. You can see it's actually the clothes. 100% cotton. Okay, so this one you might not need it anymore, you just got it. Okay, so basically I just need you to sew the both sides. Okay, the both sides is where I need you to sew. So pin it like earlier how you did it. This as well. Remember, like what I mentioned last time, always pin the bottom first because you want it to match. See, it must match, and the rest you just stretch accordingly. Okay, so you do the running stitch at both sides. Okay, so right now I'm going to do the running stitches. Okay, because this is a fabric that's not so big, make sure it's not as much as earlier. I see I will do. See, like how I did here, and you just pull. Okay, when you pull, just make sure it's not overly stretched. Okay, and you pull out this other thing, and you do the same thing. See? Okay. So this one, continue making until you get the final outcome. Okay, so it'll be somewhat like that. Okay, and you just do this for this side as well. Okay, so I remove this pin first, and start sewing like earlier. So roughly turn it inside out. You get something like this. Okay, so this part, right, you want to close it. By closing it, don't need to be so perfect, just fold it in like this and close it. See, you get very roughly neat. So I want you to sew these two sides because you will need some space to insert the tissue in. Okay, so you just pin this side. Okay, just pin this side and the other side to insert the tissue. Okay, and these two sides I would require you to use the blind stitch. You just give a rough estimation. In the middle there's some gap for the tissue to be in, and this two sides you use blind stitch. Okay, blind stitch is outside, you can see the stitches and you can see it holds the fabric still from the inside. So just push it up, okay, like that. Okay, so you can see the fabric and you start sewing, but I don't want you to have that far of a distance apart because you want it to really hold. Okay, roughly 0.5. Okay, so as you can see, it looks something like this, both sides gathered, and there's a small gap inside which you can put the tissue. So this, fold it into half, and you roughly estimate it like this. Okay, it should roughly be about 5 cm. So you see, if it's 5 cm roughly, then you put a pin at both sides. Why you put a pin? Because these are the parts that you won't be actually doing similar sewing techniques. Okay, then you open it up. See, these are the sides that you want it to be there. So you put it like that. Okay, and this other side you'll be doing the same stitching like earlier. Let me do the other side as well, so there will be no misunderstanding. Give some rough estimation, roughly about here. That side same. Okay, then you open up, it should roughly be the same. Then you see these openings here, then you put the other side. This side here. Okay, then you're supposed to stitch that part on here. Okay, so you see what you can do. So this part is the front part. You do this. Okay, just do this and you pin it there. Remove the additional pin to put the pin there. Okay, so this side, as you can see, this one should be at the bottom. Do the same, okay, for both sides. Pin it. Pin it here. Okay, as you can see, I do a different top stitch. This side, the middle part, I do running stitches, and this side, I just want to hold it together and looks nice. So you do the same for this side as well. Okay, I'm sure you guys know how to do this already. So I've been doing so many times, so it should not be an issue for you guys. Okay, if you guys you don't know how to do it, never mind. Practice makes perfect. Okay, we'll start doing the running stitches here. You just need to fit it from the bottom. Push it up to where you stopped earlier. Here. If possible, make it to the middle, so you hold more of that fabric. Yeah, middle. Then you start sewing. Okay. Then you start doing running stitches. Okay, keep going up and make sure it's tight. Okay, because you don't want it to go out of hand. Done. You get something like this. Okay, but I would want you to crisscross both sides here because you're going to put it at the ear. So don't need to be perfect as long as it's a cross there. Okay, an X, sorry. Okay, so when you do that, you pin. Okay, after you do the pinning, you sew an X in the middle to hold it in place. And this is where you put the tissue. Okay, so you continue on with the sewing. You can see the tissue is already inside. Okay, it's already inside, and I already sewed both sides, and you can just wear it. I mentioned earlier, you insert the tissue in it. Okay, you insert it inside, adjust it accordingly so that it can cover your face, filter. Okay, so you put it inside, it covers your nose, so you can see the tissue is inside. Okay, and I already sewed both sizes.
For this project, as you can see, I don't even need any machine. It's all hand sew. So you guys can basically start saving money. So basically this is the final outcome. I hope you guys like this project. The items needed is not that much. All the items you don't even need to buy. I'm very sure you have those in your house, except probably pins and interfacing. But you can easily replace the interfacing by using fabric. The items that you need: snipper, if you have, you can replace it with scissors, ruler, fabric scissors, pin, pen, paper, thread, needle, pen, and most important of all, a shirt that you don't really need. You can, like me, you can still wear it again. It won't be destroyed as long as you don't overcut it. Most important of choosing a shirt is to find the fabric that you like. As long as you are willing to wear the fabric, it shouldn't be a problem. So if you like what you're seeing, stay tuned for more. As well, don't forget to give a like. As well, subscribe. Bye.